Hey friends, welcome back to another episode. Per usual, I'm getting eaten alive by mosquitoes in Minnesota. So this video I am at Great River Bluff State Park in Minnesota. And we got to get this fire going and do something because these mosquitoes are bad. Oh, gotta love when you spend $8 a bundle on wood and it's wet. Maybe this bundle ain't so soaked. Well, the pieces are cut longer than their fire rings, so that's pretty inconvenient. I'm not trying to be a Debbie Downer, but it's $8 a bundle. You can't, it's illegal to like scavenge for wood. So you're basically left with buying from the park. So this was bought from this state park. Yeah, I mean, the wood don't fit in their fire ring. We'll see if that takes off. Well, I hear popping. That's generally a good sign. But we are going to retreat into the camper, at least until that fire starts taking off. Alright friends, we're in the camper for now. Hopefully that fire takes off. Doesn't look promising. I'm actually pretty let down by that wood. Like all the outside seems dry, and then they wrap it with like saran wrap. So the whole outside seems dry, but as soon as you basically cut the saran wrap, all that outside wood is wet on the inside. And then all the inside pieces are wet. I try not to complain too much, but I think this is the worst year of mosquitoes in my general area where I live, the tri-state area in the Midwest. Could potentially be the worst year of mosquitoes I think I've ever experienced in my entire life. According to my little weather center, 78 outside and 80 in here. I'm just munching on some supper real quick. I won't make nothing tonight because I got in late traveling for work. So I got me some quick trip chicken with some smoking sweet sauce. Not exactly, but similar to Chick-fil-A sauce. From what I can see outside, the fire is just smoking. I will say that the one really nice thing with the truck camper, you can actually retreat from the mosquitoes in it. What I mean by that is, the truck topper, you could also attempt to retreat from the mosquitoes. But with the gaps in the tailgate, they'd just pour in. I don't know if they can sense your body warmth or what, but it was just an all-night nightmare of trying to kill mosquitoes. Now there are a few in here right now, but that is simply from me opening the door and not being fast enough. This was a good batch of chicken, nice and crunchy. Nothing worse than buying quick trip chicken and it's soggy. Let me go see if I can try to stoke that fire up again. Get eaten alive by some more mosquitoes. Alright, we might be having something going out there now. Friends, I got my new fan installed. So there it is. And it is currently running, sucking air out, which is sucking fresh air in there, there, and there. I got it set on a low setting. But, so my old vent had no fan, It would also slowly open up as I drove, and I discovered it was leaking a little bit. So all that is now fixed, and we have a Maxxfan installed with rain sensor. Now, the obvious problem is, if I had no fan up there before, that means there's no electricity. I had to run electricity. So, there's the wires coming out of the fan. I ran some PVC right over to the factory little cloth grommet that goes down in between there, and then I ran wires in loom all the way through, wired it into an old spotlight 12 volt, and made it so I can run that fan off my Blue Eddy, which is also operating the camper lights and everything right now. It is not operating the fridge though, because this is the most inefficient fridge I've ever experienced, so I simply unplugged it. So the fridge is not doing fridge things. All stuff that in time I'll work on and, you know, make better. This has many different levels. If I run this at 30% power, it literally takes like 4 watts. I ran it all last night. Still running it today. Charged GoPro batteries. Charged both my phones. Charged my laptop. And like I said, ran that fan all last night. We're still sitting at 60%. That will go down faster though now, because for video purposes I have the camper plugged in to run the lights. So as you can see, with 2 lights on and the fan, we're drawing 47 watts. Fire's ripping out there right now. I'm gonna continue to enjoy my chicken, then we'll get out there. So this state park has amazing views. Unfortunately, I got here right before dark, so we're gonna have to wait to see those amazing views for in the morning. All right, friends, let's head out to the fire. Well, friends, there is so many mosquitoes out here. The world is buzzing right now. Like, you can literally just hear them everywhere buzzing. Check that out. Oh, in the arm, in the head, everywhere right now. Very few of my neighbors are actually out. And it's probably because of the mosquitoes. I wish this camera could pick it up. Maybe it can. I'll be super quiet down here and see if it can. I'm sure some of you have experienced this sound before, but it's when there's just millions and billions of mosquitoes. The air is humming, basically. Alright, friends, well, I'm not sure if it's the fire or if the mosquitoes, just with the time of night, kind of moved more up into the canopy, but thank goodness they have lightened up a little bit. Wow, that was bad. Fire's going good now. This wood actually burns very good once it's going. It burns quickly though, I will say that. Got my little citronella candle going over there, and I got one on the other side of the truck too. So while I sit here and enjoy this fire, I'm actually going to show you some clips of earlier today. We were at another state park. I was thinking about staying there, but I decided not to. But it was still a very cool state park, and I definitely want to share it with you guys. So hope you enjoy these clips. Hey friends, we're in Minnesota again. Work brought me to Minnesota, and while we're here, I am in a state park here, and we're about to drive through a Bison Range. I think it's called Minneota State Park, just outside of Mankato, Minnesota. and we have just entered the Bison Range, so we'll see if we can find some. We have found them, friends. It is 87 degrees out, so no surprise, they're in the watering hole and around it. That's a big one right there. Oh, it's dusting itself. And there's a bunch more over here. There's a little baby. Well, I was thinking about staying in this park tonight. But they only have like 7 or 8 electric sites, and there's only like 2 available, and it's just not very private. So I don't know that I'll stay here tonight, but I would like to try to find somewhere to stay tonight. Well, friends, I continued on down that road that went through the Bison Range. It eventually exited out the other side of the Bison Range and came up to this cool little site. So when I was pulling up, I thought, wow, that looks like a windmill without the windmill. And it does say Setman Mill. And then just some other bison gates. Basically, you have to exit back through the Bison Range. So they're just letting you know that you better be gone out of here by 8:30 because they shut the gates. This looks like a small little plaque explaining pollinators and their importance to Earth, basically, and our survival. So if you'd like to read that, you can pause this and read it. Let's head up to the mill, see if there's any info up here on that. Well, here we are at the base. Looks like there's definitely some info right there, but first, so that's kind of looking over the Bison Range right down in there. Then way over there is part of Mankato, so that's where I was for work. Oof, gnats are bad. So this is the Setman Windmill. Produced flour until it fell victim to natural disaster and new milling technology. If you'd like to read the rest of this, just pause it and read. There's a picture of kind of what it looked like. It is padlocked shut, so we can't go in it. That's unfortunate. And that is the Bison Range down there. So you can see that car driving way out there. That is the road that I came in on, and that's the road we gotta go back out on. Alright, that's a little bit about the bison. So here we got this little dotted line. The red is the Bison populations. So pre-1800s, they were in the millions here in Minnesota. And then they plummeted to only 1,000 remain by 1889. And then comes in this lighter gray dot. So we keep moving this way. Bison in conservation herds, 20,000. And we are back up to 500,000 bison on ranches. So we're basically back up to 520,000 population, but either in conservations or farms, ranches, basically for meat. There's the turning point. Again, if I'm moving too fast, just pause this and then you can read the sign. What do we got out there? Some workers out in the Bison Range. Where'd they go? There they are. Looks like some workers out there in the Bison Range on a side-by-side utility vehicle. Alright, well, I'm going to head back to the truck. This path keeps going, and it does look like there's more signs, but like I said, it's 87 degrees, and I'm still in my work attire, so it's not that breathable. I'll see you back at the truck. Fire's still going a little bit out there. I can see it very clearly from my window here, so I'm just gonna watch it to make sure nothing bad goes, you know, doesn't catch anything on fire, but it's almost out. I didn't burn nearly all that wood, but it's already 10 o'clock and it's still 77 degrees out, so you kind of need to sit close to the fire to keep the mosquitoes off you, but it's also hot out. But I just love having a fire. Even when it's hot, I basically just zone out staring at it. Do any of you do that? Fire kind of make you zone out? I think I am going to get ready for bed. I'm actually going to zip this up. Now the reason I do that is because I got that side window open, and I got the fan blowing air in right now. I'll actually reverse it and suck air out, which will suck that nice fresh cool air in right over my body basically. It feels really good. I love this fan. The place I went had Fantastic fans and Maxxfans. The Fantastic fan was like $300, basically almost $400. 380 something. 388, 389 plus tax. This was right around 200, I believe. and essentially not that much different. Still has the rain sensor, closes automatically if it starts raining. I think the main difference is the Fantastic fan you can have open while it's raining and the rain doesn't come in, whereas this one, if it starts raining, it will sense it and close, which is a good thing, but your vent is closed then. So, and if that ever happens, I do have I have a box fan that I can put right in front of that window or right in front of this one, and the way that window opens with the louvers, I can have that window open if it's raining, as long as it ain't like blowing sideways, and I can still put the fan in front of that and have it blow in. I'll show you. So basically I just hang my fan like that. I just curl the little legs over and hang it right in front of that window, and it blows nice cool air right in. That is a USB rechargeable fan that I got off Amazon for fairly cheap. I'll see if I can find it again and put a link in the description below. But it's awesome, and it lasts a super long time on a charge. Alright friends, well, I think I'm gonna get tucked into bed here and hit the hay. We will see you all in the morning, and hopefully we can get some good views off the bluff looking over the Mississippi River Valley. So look forward to seeing you all in the morning. Good night. Morning friends. Put my toothbrush away. So this fan came with a remote, and I somehow lost it. It's not a little remote. It's like that big. Like, how many places could it be? It's got a little holder right down here that it sits in. I'm assuming it fell out driving down the road, but I literally cannot find it anywhere. There's like not exactly a lot of square footage here that it could be. Unless sometimes I just get multitasking, I might have took it to the truck, just not even thinking about it. But I don't think so. Not in the sink. Didn't figure it would be. I'm running out of places to check though. But anyhow, we're getting ready to move out of the campsite here. Not done with the adventure, just moving out of the campsite. This fan works for closing up and sucking in these sides when I close it up. So what I'm going to do is I am going to turn up the fan, and then I'm going to shut the window that's right behind the camera, and you'll see this literally suck in. See it sucking in? I'll go fast. There we go. That's just double ensuring that all my canvas is inside. See that? Now I don't have to go around and check to make sure my canvas is hanging out the outside of the camper. Okay, now what I'll do is I'll just shut this off. Unplug it. All right, I'll see you outside, friends. pretty coming in and out of here. We're right on the top of a bluff. So off to the right over there, it is just way, way far down to the Mississippi River Valley. We'll see if we can find a good viewing spot. Looks like there's another viewing spot over there. Oh, there's someone out on it. There's the rig. Hey friends. Well, I always love good views like that. Put me up on a bluff overlooking a river valley. Yeah, there's better views out there, but for the Midwest, that's about as good as you get, and they're pretty great views. If you're new to the channel, the slide-in truck camper is also new to the channel. Just needed a few things here and there. Bought it as kind of like a little project. The most recent thing was that Maxxfan that I installed. So I'll show a picture now of the roof after I was done installing it. You can see that shiny stuff all the way along the seam, along the whole length of it. And then also I used caulk, the appropriate caulk for sealing under the fan, and then self-leveling caulk for sealing the screws. And then over top of all that, I put some more of that shiny sealant thing. It's Flex Seal. It's brushable, clear Flex Seal is what it is over top of everything. That thing should not leak. So far that fan's awesome. That's the best thing I've put in the camper. So I think that's going to wrap it up for this video. As always, thanks for watching. I love hearing from you in the comments, and we'll see you in the next video.